Hospitality and accommodation have taken what is probably the biggest hit during this once-in-a-century pandemic. If you're looking for inspiration, keep listening. My guest is Adam French, owner of Quest Apartments Ipswich, who is one of many who are having to adapt to a rapidly changing set of circumstances to keep their business viable through this crisis. It's Sunday, May 3rd, 2020, and I'm Alan Roebuck. Welcome to Ipswich Today, which acknowledges the traditional custodians of the land on which it is produced and pays respects to elders past, present and emerging. This podcast is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australians since 1999. The Covid-19 lockdown continues, except for a small relaxation of restrictions on recreational drives, visitors and the reopening of some parks and public spaces. Customers have disappeared, none more so than in hospitality and accommodation. On Friday, I caught up with Adam French of Quest Apartments, who has been a strong advocate for the city and a supporter of community events in Ipswich. I began by asking him to tell us the Adam French story.
Well, look, I came from hospitality, literally from school and university into hospitality, and spent a number of years there. But I soon went into a corporate world, which was great, and I enjoyed that. But I had a passion for hospitality, and I've been here for nearly 2.5 years now. But a year before that, I decided that it was time to get back into it. And I thought, what better way than to put our money where our mouth is and invest our hard earned, as they say, and buy a business of our own. And through 12 months of looking for the right business in the right location, we ended up in Ipswich and have really enjoyed the journey so far. Obviously, apart from the last month or 6 weeks, but we're all in it together. So so in a nutshell, that's the story, Alan.
I don't think anybody's crystal ball could have predicted the dramatic changes on society. So how much has life changed and how has your business changed since the beginning of this year?
Yeah, look, the day that I think it became real for us was it was the middle of March when the Grand Prix in Melbourne was cancelled, and that was really the catalyst. I think later that day, the Prime Minister came out and said that gatherings of 500 or more were going to be cancelled. The next thing we knew, on that same day, CMC Rocks was cancelled, and that's one of our biggest 3 or 4 days of the year. So and then we all know what's happened since then. There hasn't been an event or activity that's gone ahead in the last 6 weeks, and anything through until, I'm just looking at my calendar now, I don't have an event that hasn't been cancelled between now and the end of July. Everything has been cancelled at this stage.
Now, what strikes me about you, Adam, is you are looking at the glass half full. How do you motivate yourself, keep yourself positive during all this?
Well, look, I think firstly what we do have, and when I say we, I talk about myself, my wife Alison, who also works in the business, my 3 children, our staff. We've got a staff of 15. And all of their family, we all have our health, right? And there's a lot of people that aren't so fortunate. So at this point in time, I mean, we look at that, and that's that's the most important thing. And I think to stay motivated, we still have a job to do. We still have people that are staying with us, not a lot, but we still have people staying with us. And there are businesses that don't have anyone doing anything with their businesses, restaurants, pubs, etc. So we're in a position where we do. So we still have a job to do, and so we look at it. We've got to look at it through a different lens, I think, and try to do things a little bit differently. Look at different markets that may exist today that didn't exist prior to COVID, and see how we can tap into that. So there's a lot to do. I mean, I feel like I've never been busier. It's just that the daily occupancy and revenue number doesn't reflect it.
Now, you mentioned the staff. And staff are very important to any business. Have any of the government handouts been of assistance to you?
Yeah, look, it has been. It's been a wonderful. It's been a wonderful help to us in the business, but also to the team and the staff. So we have a very loyal team, Alan. We have all but two have been with us for 12 months or more. So therefore, they all qualify for the JobKeeper program. And the beauty of the JobKeeper for us, and I understand that it doesn't work for everybody and not for every situation, but why it's worked for us is that we're going to come out of this, and we have such a great team that all do such a great job and are all trained up to do things the way that we want them to be done. And in reality, without the JobKeeper, we wouldn't have been able to keep these staff on. And so for them, it's kept continuity. They've kept their job. They come in every day, and albeit we don't have the rooms occupied to keep them busy all the time, there's still things to be done. So we're taking the opportunity to do deep spring cleaning of our rooms, and it's keeping the team busy. It's keeping them employed, and I think when you look forward, whether it be 1, 2, 3, 6 months time when business does resume, it's allowed us to have the team that we've created and developed over the last couple of years, and it's allowed them to still have their job. And the alternative to that is that they've been lining up down the road at Centrelink, and that's not fun. And there's a lot of people that have had to go through that, unfortunately. But that's the alternative. And then, when things come back, they might have found a job, and then and before we're ready to employ, all the complications that come with that. JobKeeper has allowed us to avoid those. So it's kept the team here, the team busy, allowed us to do some things that we may not have been able to do otherwise. And look, it's worked for us, Alan.
I guess, like most, you're probably making up the rules as we go along. Can you give an example of a totally unexpected issue that you've had to confront, and how did you solve it?
Look, we've had people that we had a lady turn up a couple of weeks ago, and she had a meeting with somebody who tested positive. Now, she didn't test positive at all, but she was told to go into isolation. And we had a whole lot of processes in place that not only set her up to be able to isolate here at the Quest, but also to help her mentally. So we'd call her every day, see how she was. We could deliver groceries, we could deliver puzzles, we could deliver things that just kept her going. And I think it's the mental side of all of that we can often forget about. And so that was a situation that was like, okay, all right, you're in this situation. You're not sick, but you've been told to isolate. And she's come to us, and we've looked after her, and hopefully, the outcome was positive because she got through it and she didn't have the disease, but she was good. So that situation hopefully never happens again.
Yes, well, you would have been surprised by that, I'm sure. How can other similar businesses in Ipswich and the region help each other?
Look, I think it's all about communication. We can always, I think, during times like this, we can take ourselves to some pretty dark places, and I've found personally, and it's through talking to businesses in Ipswich, it's through talking to other accommodation businesses around Australia on a regular daily basis, has helped me just put a lot of things into perspective. And I'm sure some of my experiences have been helpful to the people I've spoken to. And I just think we've got an opportunity at the moment to reach out to people and just see how they are. And we've taken that opportunity with all of our key accounts and key customers and repeat customers, and the front office team, myself and Alison, my wife, we've taken that opportunity to reach out to our loyal customers and travel bookers and just see how they are. And and it's amazing how much they appreciate that, Alan. And I mean, they always say it's not what you say or what you do that people remember, it's the way you make them feel. And I think we have an opportunity today to make a difference in that area that, during regular busy day-to-day life, we don't make time for that.
Yes, indeed. What are your views on how quickly you could get back to some normality? And is any information telegraphed direct to you from the government about restrictions?
Look, I think I'm guessing like most people. I was out this morning doing a bit of exercise, and the coffee, I couldn't believe the amount of people that were sort of hovering around the coffee shop that only 3 days ago weren't. So I think people are definitely feeling like they can go and start doing things that they want to. But getting back to normal, oh dear, I don't know. I think the opening of the border has to happen. Personally, for us, a lot of our customers come from northern New South Wales and interstate, and unless the borders are open, I think it blocks a lot of our customer base off. So personally, for us, that's going to be an important one. I think May will probably be one of the toughest months, even though we're talking about lifting restrictions. I just think it's going to take businesses a while to establish what their protocol is, what their process is, and how they're going to do it. And before we know it, May will be over. So, I think May will be tough. And then, look, hopefully, it's smooth sailing from there.
Well, as I said earlier, you always look at the glass half full and remain positive. And really, what else can we do in this situation?
No, not much at all. I mean, as I say, we got our health, and we can't complain about that because plenty don't.
Adam French from Quest Apartments in Ipswich, thanks for talking to Ipswich Today.
Pleasure, Alan. Thanks for having me.
Music on this podcast is courtesy of Purple Planet Music. Ipswich Today is supported by Kinetics, people-powered web hosting trusted by Australians since 1999. If you know someone who may be interested in subscribing to Ipswich Today, please share. This is Alan Roebuck. Thanks for listening.